Hello and welcome to From Hero to Artist. I'm Mikey Brackett.
And I'm John Lee.
From Hero to Artist is our combined effort to offer something new and different into the healing and growth space. It comes out of our own personal journeys of evolving, of changing, of growing, and seeing what really matters to us in life. It also comes out of a place of understanding that there is a different way to do this human life, a more creative, a more vital, a more energizing way of being. And sometimes we need a little help in trying to find our way to having that fulfilling life that we want.
We hope you'll join us on this journey that is going to help you on your journey from being a hero, thinking heroically, to this deeper concept and construct that we're calling the artist.
So the hero is a posture of being. It's a way in which we show up, a way in which we process, a way in which we make sense of our lives. In the Jungian concept, it's what's known as an archetype. And archetypes, in their basic form, are energies that we connect with, energies that fuel life, things that make everything go, make us help us make sense of ourselves and make the world cohesive. So when we talk about the hero, we're talking about a specific kind of energy that has a certain way of being, a certain way of thinking, a certain way of feeling, and a certain way of interacting with others. And for so many of us, we've learned to prioritize the hero because the hero tends to have a sort of dynamic wrapped up in it that is active, that is passionate, that is challenging, and that is also focused on the external world, which is what we all live in. And so many of us learn from an early point in life to harness and emphasize that hero energy. There's challenges that we face, there's things that are difficult that don't make sense to us, there are things that need to be done. And so the energy of the hero helps us with all of those things.
So for me, the hero is someone who's setting out on a journey, on a quest to conquer something that is elusive, almost non-tangible, but they have to leave home, begin this journey, is met with all kinds of difficulties and demons and dragons and damsels in distress. And there's a time in our culture when we really knew who the heroes were. Now, we put that label on a lot of things that 100 years ago would have not been called or defined as a hero. In order to be the hero, there has to be some grand accomplishment. But the problem with the hero is that energy doesn't get transformed. People want to stay in that energy because, in part, we don't know what to do after that. And what we're trying to say here is after that, the hero, who makes what I say makes visible, is you're able to see who he or she is defeating. You're able to see who she or he is mounting a victory against. They climb mountains, but once they're on top of that mountain, where do they go? And the answer, in my estimation, is they don't go anywhere. They want, as we said, they want to stay in that energy because our culture loves that hero stuff. But ultimately, it has to be transformed into what we're going to say is transformed into the artist, which is very, very different. Um, the artist makes the invisible visible, takes the unseen and makes it seen. Whereas the hero is going after the scene, the dragon over there, that mountain to climb over there. But art is trying to make the invisible seen that emanates out of a deeper longing for something than what the hero might long for.
The way I define the artist is similar to the hero with a few exceptions. To kind of speak in the same way that I did about the hero, the artist is another archetypal energy. It's a way of being that we connect with that fuels our lives. And one of the things that I think is really important about the artist is that it goes beyond survival. Like I mentioned in the hero definition, there's so much survival stuff that's happening in our ways of embodying healthy hero energy. And then, as you mentioned, John, we often can get stuck there. But the artist is an energy and a way of being that helps us really see and feel and interact with life, where the hero is helping us move through it and, like you said, conquer it or accomplish things or make it happen. You know, you have to be kind of heroic if you're going to take care of your body in this world. You got to do things that push yourself, and you got to attend to all the details and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot of work, and hero energy is very work oriented. But artistry goes beyond that in the sense that it sees and feels and knows that life is already okay and already put together, and therefore provides a sense of freedom. The artist is moving from a deeper place of being connected to soul, being connected to who you are at your core, that sees beyond just what's right in front of you and understands and appreciates that there's something more going on. It's why, in the most vivid sense of artistry, that we see artists, as we define them in the world, uh, using images, sounds, tactile objects, art, the way we use that word, to draw things out of you. You see a painting and something wakens in you. You hear a song and you're moved by it. There's something under the surface happening in this world and in who we are. And if we would allow ourselves to tap into that and go beyond our survival mechanisms, we would really begin to function in a more artistic sense.
Do we even have real artists in this culture? We have, for the last 50 years, we've had commercial art, pop art, but, you know, would people even know a real artist if they saw one living an artful life? The second thing is, and I don't want to put too much of a fine point on this, but the hero needs to be sort of have accomplished whatever he or she's going to accomplish in that external world, and then to move as gracefully or awkwardly into being the artist, which you say is about soul, it's about inner work. But the thing that I want to sort of add to the artist is coming from a place of inner longing and belonging. Whereas the hero is usually an independent contractor who's not really acting out of longing, but and certainly if we really look at the archetype of the hero, most of the time there's no belonging in his life, his or her life. And so that's the shift. Is the artist says, I long for something now that I've done my hero bit. I long for something, and out of that longing, I'm going to create. And out of that creation, that artistic creation, then I'm going to belong to the greater society. I'm not any longer the lone wolf riding a white horse into battle.
That makes me think of what you often hear in therapy world or coaching world, the self-help sphere of doing versus being.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hero energy would probably be that doing. A lot of artist energy would be that being. And one of the things I want to clarify to build off of what you said, John, is that these things that we're trying to help lead you into, the artist energy, the artist way of being, it's a felt sense of life. And so a part of that means that you have to learn how to feel. Part of that means you have to learn what those things are. And that's where I think leaning into becoming the artist that you are is really potent, because these are the raw materials of life. Your senses, your emotions, your thoughts, your beliefs, that's your tools. And learning to become an artist and break out of the hero energy is really learning to harness all of that so that your felt sense of life is more open, is more grounded, does have a sense of belonging, and feels connected to something bigger than yourself.
One thing that I want to make clear is we're using the word artist, which means the painter, the writer, the sculptor, the photographer, the dancer, the musician. But it also includes becoming an artful parent, an artful father, an artful citizen, an artful employee, an artful mother, where these have been in the past these mundane tasks that are, for the most part, devoid of soul and devoid of a deep intimacy with something deeper and higher. The mother is the mother, the father is the father. Well, there is a way for the mother to be highly creative, highly artistic. So we want to make that clear, that we're not talking about the fine arts specifically. We're talking about a way of being in the world different than the way an art hero is in the world.